Today's popular producers anyway are writer producers, not engineer producers. But I'm truly a dyed-in-the-wool engineer producer, but I'm known mostly for mixing. What I try to do is shine a very bright spotlight on what's good about a record or recording and cast into a shadow what's not so good. And also I really try to get the groove right. I really want people to feel like moving when the song comes on, when they hear it in their homes or their cars or wherever they hear it. And if I get a new piece of gear, I spend a lot of time playing around with it at first until I find what I think is magic about it, which I think I'm pretty fast at doing. I hear about gear primarily from friends of mine, mostly other engineers, some other producers. Chris Thompson, he used to be my engineer, he's on his own now. He came over for lunch the other day. I had given him a pair of JBL speakers. I asked if he was still using them, and he says, oh yeah, I still use those, but I just got these little cheap JBLs, the 3 series I think he said, and he says they're unbelievable. So I want to go try those speakers now. That's how I find out about stuff. I hear about it from friends of mine. And I have a friend at Vintage King Audio, Chris Belitho. And Chris was at RSPE. He's the guy I bought all this stuff from at first. And he calls me up and says, hey, we got some, whatever it is. I think the last thing, well, it was Pro Tools 11. He goes into detail about Pro Tools 11 with me and tells me stuff that I wouldn't have known from what literature had come out at that time. So it's everything to me. I wouldn't have known necessarily about this product if I hadn't gotten a message from Jason to say, hey, Brian. Now, you should know this, that Jason and I have had a dialogue for about the last year or so. I got to know him through the Academy, through the Grammys, and through these little lunch breakfasts we have every year. And we talk about what I need. He wanted to know, well, what would you like to see? And so I talk about the dbx676. I talk about the 224, the 4. I talk about all the stuff that I grew up with that I have to have. So knowing how I felt about that compressor and the PCM 96 and the 224, all those things, he contacted me and said, Brian, I think I got something you're gonna like, and I really want your opinion on it. And if you like it, let us know, and if you don't, let us know. So he turned me on to this because he knows what I'm looking to do. He knows that I have a side of me that needs to still record, guitars, bass, vocals, drum. He knows that I have, a recording side to what I do and a mixing side to what I do. And he thought that this would be a piece of gear that would interest me and become a staple. And he knows that because he had a knowledge of what I'm looking for and what I've used in the past. And it is because we just got to know each other at one of those breakfasts that we have,